Our Thinkorswim layout, we have a 5-minute chart, a 1-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, and a day chart reduced down here. We have the QQQ on a 1-minute chart. One of the changes I recently made over here, this typically was the SPY here, is I changed this so that it links up so I can quickly check the volume on other stocks. I thought I had the SPY over here. I don't have it saved here. But typically this had the SPY on a 1-minute chart, and I have taken away the news down here too because I have the news all around me here. Um, and I need the space here a little bit more to check the latest volume on each stock. So I can flip really quickly on my watch list now to check what is without messing up the rest of my chart. So it's going to be faster for all of us trading that I can just check this really quick and I could just go back to the SPY, which does not seem to be up here. Oh, here it is. No, I can't go back here. All right, so this is in process. Let me just put the SPY here. Did it go? It didn't stay here for some reason. Hang on, guys. I am working here. Figure out why this is not filling in. Unless it's already here. Oh, yeah, there it is. So I can just click back to the SPY because this is linked to this color. Everything else is linked to the green color on here. So that's what the charts are that I'll be trading on the 1-minute chart. Right now, it looks like a big mess, but I'll zoom in on it. This is your active trader, which is going to give you my share size where I take the actual trades. And then, of course, this is the book and the level 2. So the custom indicators on here are pretty handy. This is multi-chart alignment, 5, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour. This is the overall breadth of the market, the QQQ, the SPY, and the SMH on a 5-minute time frame. And this tells me very quickly what is the average 1-minute volume. Right now, that's way too low. We like to see it over 50, especially on a stock like AMD. Our scanners search for those to make sure they're high enough. That's why you don't see it picked up here, for instance, AMD. So this used to be 3 times as many stocks on this scanner, and that just goes to show you how the August angst is slowing stuff down. So these are large mega cap stocks, over $25 billion market cap, but they're set to have high volume and liquidity, so we get some good options to trade. So there's been some new names popping up here that we don't normally see based on news like this one. I don't normally see that. Of course, liquidity's dead, volume overall. So I doubt we would trade that. So that's interesting. But anyway, these help us find the stocks we're looking for right off the bat. And then we're going to check the order flow and the liquidity to make sure it's tradable. And I can search for the volume over here quicker now with the new way we do this. So, so that's what's on the 5-minute chart that helps me. And multi-chart alignment is pretty important. I have the other half of that indicator here. I split it up. When you get it, you can get it this way, where I see them when the price action is coming close to when other traders are going to trade, it's going to alert me. And that's multi-chart alignment. You're trying to get as many things lining up where the crowd trades to help you get in and out of short-term trades. So you can see that's coming up on a 5-minute. Now, none of this really matters on pre-market data, but just to show you what the indicators are. We're going to have the trading desk report in a second too, that everybody waits for, and we'll be going over the news there too. I mean, it looks to me like we might have a nice long day going long on the chips and memory, but I see it's gone down a little bit since earlier, so we'll see. Maybe we'll get some momentum. That would be great. On our 1-minute chart, we have the 9 and the 20 EMA, the day average for the 20, 100, and 200, but on a 1-minute chart, SMA. The VWAP, of course, is here too. And then we have that liquidity meter I kind of talked about right there briefly. The true target projection is going to tell us how long we should stay in a trade once we get in. And then, of course, the Scalp Pro meter is going to help us pick the spot to get in by if it is revving up with momentum, like picture you're on a surfboard waiting for the wave, and this usually will just zoom up and tell you jump on that wave and then you get off before the wave crashes into the rocks. And this is going to give you, based on the last 3 to 5 candles, what is that smoothed out, what is your, again, we're pre-market, so it's pretty bad right now, but usually you're seeing 50 cents, $1 in here, somewhere in here. And then you have the pro. These are pro indicators for the MACD, the RSI, the market magnet, all linked. The whole layout's linked if you want it. Individual indicators are linked if you want it. The best books: Day Trading Volume 1, Day Trading Volume 2, Day Trading Volume 4, Trading in the Zone, Best Loser Wins. I have links to all these books that can make a difference in your life. And of course, if you go through my links, it helps me out. Then we have the intraday reaction zones here, which are going to give you the ATR levels for the quarter, half, and whole, as well as the pre-market levels, low, center, and high, horizontal lines across the screen. They're called reaction zones because likely there will be some sort of a reaction, a pause, a consolidation, an abrupt turnaround from the way it's going. So you just want to know those levels. We talked about multi-chart consensus, and then the whole and half dollars will populate those levels when the open session starts. And again, you're trying to line up as many of these tools, indicators, which are reading past data, okay, as you can, to help you decide whether to go in or get out of a trade. And that's why the pro indicators are so important, because you don't get that analysis paralysis. The strategy that we're trading, because it gives you arrows and alerts and everything, it just tells you. You don't need to know how to read the MACD or the RSI, or the volume profile, because the indicators are going to tell you. That's what I was trying to say. Strategy is a large cap range bound strategy. Why do we trade large cap range bound when the large caps are so expensive? Because it's very, very safe. So we're going for $100 to $200 a day, maybe $300 to $500, and of course many traders get $5,000 a day is what they go for. If you have the money for the higher share size, you can make more money. But if you have just $5,000 in an account, you can margin up to 20K, and you can usually trade 50 shares, 25 to 50 shares of these large caps, and we're just going for base hits. $5, $8, $12 a trade, $20 a trade, maybe more. And then you do multiple of those base hits, and then you're getting 100, 200. That's 2,000, 4,000, 6,000 a month. A huge difference in your life, consistently making that money. To give you an idea, this is the worst month I've had in 3 months. August has been terrible. Yesterday it was terrible. I had it up to $80, ended at 23. And I had one red day. That was my first red day in many months trading this strategy. But it's still over 2,000. And, we hope to get that over 3. We'll see. But it's last month was 4,500. The month before that was over 7,000. So large caps need volume too, just like everything else. We developed the range bound trading. We developed that range with the ATR levels. Average true range based on Wilder's mathematical formula on a 14-day period, based on the close of the previous day. That was a paragraph there, and you don't need to know how to figure that out if you just get the reaction zone indicator. But if you want to figure it out, I have tons of videos that say how to get your ATR levels, that you can basically do the math from the previous day. So we're trying to get that range based on how far stock normally goes up and normally goes down. And then we will try to get that tighter, because you'll have a top and a bottom, a ceiling and a floor of that range. So the ATR half is the most respected one, according to Day Trading Volume 1, the large cap trading strategy book that came out years ago, still is the most respected level. You'll see it throughout the day. And then the quarter is about as respected as the whole level, because it's rare the large cap's going to go way up to the top of its ATR and break out. It's rare. It might, you always got to have a day trading plan and trade in a simulator first, and only trade with money you can afford to lose. And remember, I'm not licensed financial advisor, so you can watch me trade, but do your own due diligence. My results are not typical, but so we're trying to tighten that range so that we can short off the ceiling and go long off the floor. And if you don't like to go short, then just go long off your support floor level. But where is that floor? Where is that ceiling if we want to tighten it so it's not that whole ATR level, right? Well, those other levels help us. The pre-market, low, center, and high help us. Whole and half dollar levels help us. $10 levels, $5 levels. They may end up being tapped and turning around or consolidating consistently. So you might want to mark those levels. I like the whole and half dollar indicator because it just does it for me on every stock. but we're tightening these. We're tightening them, and then we're looking for consolidation to bounce, off the ceiling down and off the floor up. And you'll see me try to do smoothing levels and tighten that up as I trade live. You'll see me go over that. And within this range, we're trading three types of strategies. We're trading momentum. So if the volume's picking up, like I was talking about that on a surfboard, and you're waiting, and then the order flow showing a certain direction, along with your patterns, you might want to jump on that, buy high, sell high. You're not waiting for a dip. You're just getting in because you see it really strong, really fast. You got an alert, it's moving up or down, and you're jumping in it. That's one of the strategies that I will trade within this range bound. Remember, since it's large cap range bound, they lumber along within their ATR up and down all day like a snake in a tunnel. And if you get in the wrong position, it usually gives you a chance to get out by picking you back up. Remember, max loss per trade, max loss per day, though, guys. But I lost my train of thought. But anyway, that's one of the strategies. Whew, I tell you, I only got 4 hours sleep last night. I had a family emergency thing. So I'm going to be a little off today. I never know when it's going to hit. The second strategy is buy the dip and sell the top within those ranges, which I just talked about. That's the other strategy. You'll see me trade within this single range bound strategy. This is my special effects, high, low. There you go. That's as flashy as we get. There is no editing here. And then this third strategy, which is basically how we started this year, 2026, is the strike and recoil. When the stock strikes up, you go the opposite direction, you recoil. And it hasn't been doing as well. I mean, that was 85, 90% accurate. Talking with my team here and Charlie going over, it's only running at about 70% accurate lately. And it's almost, when it gets up to a ceiling and breaks out rather than recoil, it's almost better to do momentum lately. It's just a really weird market. You've probably picked up on that. And I keep fighting it, going, I know the strike and recoil is 90% accurate. And sometimes it really works well. But I think the strike and recoil needs to be within the ceiling and floor moves, sharp moves, staying within the current ceiling and floor. I think when it breaks out, we may to try that momentum. So I'm going to look at a little bit of that today. I'm excited a little bit about today because everything's green across the board that we normally trade, and it hasn't been that way in a while, and I'd rather go long. But those are the three strategies. Let's get to the trading desk report. You can take snapshots of these. I'll go slow. We'll look at the news first. Now, this is what the big boys use for how they mark their levels for their traders. But they have more data than you have here. You can pay a lot of money to get this data. And people ask me about where do you get it? Well, not every broker sells it. And there are secondary add-on companies that let you know what's going on. So I know the one I looked for many months ago was over $2,500 a month. And I canceled that like a while ago. But this is going to, $2,500 a month. That's, you better be doing a lot of trading because that's taken right off the top if you're doing low share size, right? So this, because even though we don't have the gamma exposure and their dark pools and client order books, these levels are very close. So I think this is pretty much what you'd be looking for without spending that kind of money. But if you use ChatGPT or any of the Fable or whatever to find the brokers that sell their inside information, I'm sure they're going to list you. I'm not going to tout one company. They'll list people to find it if you want to get into that, paying that kind of money. Anyway, so yeah, I like this first paragraph here and sending up, chip and memory stocks here. So that's good. SpaceX, this is the big day for SpaceX, where 700 million shares are scheduled in October. So additional, those are additional. This is right here, 911 million shares. No, that was August 6th, August 20th, 319 million shares. I went backwards on that. So more released today. I don't know if that's already happened or not, but that's why trading SpaceX day, we might want to, maybe if it's moving a quick way, it might be going straight down. We'll see. Moderna kind of found a floor, I think. from our we traded that. And there's a lot of news about crypto, and I don't know. I was just listening to CNBC before we came on live, and somebody there was talking about how the banks won't go along with it, and da 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 da. So I don't really know what to think about that. So we're about 10 minutes away from live trading. Let's get into this. I'll try not to cover this up with my picture. Okay, so we'll take many snapshots. If you want to take a snapshot of that, that's the floor, ceiling, and pivot. And then off to the right is the range that the analysts say, not the range, the analysts say the value based on the 5 top analysts smooth of what it is for these stocks generally. All right, so we'll go up to Apple was the last one here. I can't fit them all. It's going to be, oh, maybe I can. Is NVIDIA below my picture?